Good morning, students. Let's continue with the chapter that is trial balance and errors. Take down the next side heading, types of errors. Under that we have two types of errors, that is errors affecting trial balance or errors disclosed by trial balance. Second, we have errors not affecting trial balance or errors not disclosed by trial balance. So first let's see what is errors affected by trial balance. So when the trial balance does not tally, it will indicate that certain errors have been committed which have affected the agreement of trial balance. This is known as errors affecting the trial balance. Under that we have first one, wrong casting. If the total of the cash book or some other subsidiary book is wrong, the trial balance will not tally. So let me give you an example. Say for example, your purchase book has been added 1000 rupees extra. So instead of 2000, you have done 3000. So when this is posted to the trial balance on the debit side, the trial balance will not tally. Why? Because there is excess of 1000 rupees in the purchase book. So wrong casting is nothing but if the total of the cash book or some other subsidiary book is wrong, the trial balance will not tally. Next we have posting to the wrong side. So instead of posting to the debit side, if you post to the credit side, the trial balance will not tally. So if instead of posting an account on the debit side, instead of credit side or vice versa, the trial balance will not tally. Say for example, if goods are purchased from Mr. X for 1000 rupees, so instead of crediting Mr. X account, I will debit Mr. X account. So in such a case, trial balance will not tally. Next we have posting of wrong amount. So instead of 500 rupees, if we have posted 50 rupees, trial balance will not tally. The trial balance will not tally if the posting of an account is made with the incorrect amount. Next we have omission of posting of one side of entry. Say for example, 500 rupees has been posted correctly in cash book. That is, they have given Mr. X paid us 500 rupees. So it is correctly entered in cash book, but it is not entered in Mr. X account. So in such a case, one side of the entry is omitted. So trial balance will not tally. The trial balance will not tally if posting in one account has been done correctly and is omitted in another account. Next we have double posting in single account. Say for example, purchase from Mr. X rupees 500. So in Mr. X account, two times you will post this 500 amount. So what will happen? There is double entry in single account. The trial balance will not tally. Posting is done correctly in one account but is recorded twice in another account. Next we have errors of totaling and balancing amount in ledger. If the ledger account is not totaled or tallied properly, trial balance will not tally. Errors may occur in the totaling of debit or credit side of account in the ledger or balancing of account, then the trial balance is not going to tally. Next we have errors not affecting the trial balance. So when the errors are done in such a way that it does not affect the trial balance, it is known as errors not affecting the trial balance. In such a case, whatever happens, the trial balance will tally. Under that first one, we have error of omission. If a transaction remains altogether unrecorded, either in the journal or subsidiary book, it is known as error of omission. Say for example, we have sold goods to Mr. X for rupees 1000. So nor we have recorded in sales account, nor we have recorded in Mr. X account. In such a case, what happens? Trial balance will tally because this 1000 rupees is neither written on sales account nor in Mr. X account. Then we have errors of commission. If a wrong amount is entered either in the journal or in the subsidiary book, the trial balance will tally because the same amount will be posted in both the accounts. Say for example again, Mr. X paid us rupees 500. So what is the entry? Cash account debited to Mr. X account. You have posted in journal, but instead of 500 you have written only 50 rupees. So what will happen in such a case? Everywhere you are writing the wrong amount, that is 50 rupees. So the trial balance will tally. Next we have compensating errors. If the effect is neutralized by the effect of some other error, such error is known as compensating error. Say for example, if we have posted 50 rupees instead of rupees 500 in Mr. X account, and we have posted rupees 500 instead of rupees 50 in Mr. Y's account. So what has happened in such a case? We have done two entries and both the entries are wrong. So what happens? The effect is nullified. Instead of 50 it is 500, instead of 500 it is 50. In such a case, trial balance will tally. Next we have errors of principle. So if wrong accounting principle is used, trial balance will tally. When some fundamental principle of accounting is violated, the error is termed as errors of principle. Say for example, a proper distinction is not made between capital and revenue. That is, capital expenditure is treated as revenue expenditure, vice versa. It is known as errors of principle. Last we have errors of posting in wrong account. If while posting from the books of original entry, posting is made in wrong account but on the correct side, the error will not affect the trial balance. Say for example, instead of posting to Mr. X account, you have posted to Mr. Y's account. But the amount whatever you have posted and the side whichever you have to post is correct. In such a case, trial balance will tally. Clear? So these are the types of errors. Next we have suspense account. Sometimes what happens, even after trying to find out the errors in the trial balance, the accountant may not be able to locate it. So rather than delaying the preparation of final accounts, the accountant will prepare a separate ledger account which is known as suspense account. This suspense account is mainly prepared to tally the trial balance. So suspense account is a temporary ledger account opened for putting the difference of the trial balance. Clear? So if the debit side total is less than the credit side total, the difference will be put in the debit side. If the credit side total is less than the debit side, the difference will be put in credit side as suspense account. Clear? Let us take down an illustration. Take down illustration 7. The following is a trial balance prepared by an inexperienced accountant. Draft it in the correct form and give necessary notes. So trial balance for the year ending 31st March. Debtors debit side is correct. Creditors is correct on the credit side. Opening stock debit side. Purchases debit side. Purchase return is given on the debit side but it should be on the credit side. Cash in hand debit side. Machinery debit side. Goodwill is given on the credit side. It should be written on the debit side. Sales is correct on the credit side. Sales return is wrong. Instead of credit, it should be written on the debit side. Loan from Ram, instead of debit, it should be written on credit side. Interest on Ram's loan is correct on the debit side. Bills receivable should be written on debit side. Capital should be written on credit side. Life insurance premium is correct on the debit side. Carriage debit side. Advertising debit side. Discount received should be written on credit side. Investment debit side. Interest on investment should be written on credit side. So now we need to redraft the trial balance. Write down trial balance as on 31st March 2017. So the first column is name of account, LF, debit, credit. First we have sundry debtors, 12,200. Then we have sundry creditors, 9,200. Opening stock, 15,600. Purchases, 53,500. Purchase return on the credit side, 2,100. cash 11,000, machinery 40,200, goodwill 10,000, sales 86,200 on the credit side, sales return 7,800 on debit side, loan from RAM 20,000 on credit side, interest on Ram's loan 3,000 debit side, bills receivable 6,400 debit side, capital 57,000 credit side, life insurance premium 5,000 debit side, carriage 600 debit side, advertisement 2,500 debit side, discount receipt 1,500 credit side, investment 8,000 debit side, interest on investment 800 credit side. Now we need to add both our debit side and credit side. So what is the total of debit side? It is 1,75,800 of debit side and credit side is 1,76,800. So even after checking the trial balance, again there is a difference of 1,000 rupees on the debit side. So whichever side is more, that is credit side, total will be written on both the side, that is 1,76,800, 1,76,800. The difference will be transferred to suspense account on the debit side, 1,000 rupees. Clear? So even after redrafting the trial balance, sometimes you may have a difference. That difference is transferred temporarily to an account which is known as suspense account. Clear? Let us take down one more illustration, that is illustration 8. The following trial balance has been prepared by an incompetent person. Draw up a correct trial balance. Opening stock 5,40,000 debit side correct. Closing stock will not be taken into account. Goods purchased debit side correct. Goods sold credit side correct. Return inwards. That is sales return will be written on the debit side and not credit side. Return outward is correct. Carriage outward is correct. Assets are correct. Rent paid is correct. Fuel is correct. Rent of premises sublet to Ghanshyam is correct. Loan taken is correct, credit side. Interest on loan taken will be written on debit side as it is an expense. Capital is correct. Income tax is correct. Rates will be written on the debit side instead of credit. Customers account is correct, debit side. Supplies account is correct, credit side. Bank overdraft will be written on credit side. Interest on bank overdraft will be written on debit side. Miscellaneous income is correct, that is 1,000 rupees. Here they have given suspense account, that is difference in book 7,000. So first we will redraft the trial balance and see whether we get any difference or not. So write down trial balance as on. So we have name of account, LF, debit side and credit side. First we have opening stock 5,40,000, goods bought 41,40,000, goods sold 60 lakh, return inwards 80,000 debit side, return outward 62,000 credit side, carriage outward 2,000 debit side, assets 35 lakh debit side, rent paid 64,000 debit side, fuel 15,000 debit side, rent of premises sublet to Ghanshyam 24,000 credit side, next we have is loan taken 8 lakh credit side, interest on loan taken 96,000 debit side, then we have capital 12 lakh credit side, Income tax 40,000 debit side. Rates 3,000 debit side. Customer's account is nothing but debtors. 3,88,000 debit side. Supplier's account is creditors. 3,10,000. Then we have HDFC bank overdraft. 5,25,000 credit side. Interest on bank overdraft 54,000 debit side. Miscellaneous income 1,000 on credit side. Now we need to total the trial balance, and then if there is a difference we will transfer to the suspense account. So what is the total of credit side? 89,22,000. Debit side is also 89,22,000. That means our trial balance is correct when we redrafted it. That means our trial balance, whichever is redrafted, is correct. So there is no difference in the debit side and credit side, and so a suspense account will not be prepared. Clear? So we are done with this chapter. Tomorrow onwards we would be starting with the new chapter. So that's all for today. Thank you.